The races have been run, points scored, and countless hours of training logged. 15 races around the world, over 50 professional men from 22 different countries, all vying for one World Championship title. This is the 2025 Ironman World Championship in Nice, France. Bonjour and welcome to A Fighting Chance presented by HOKA. I'm Laura Siddall here with a very special World Championship edition of A Fighting Chance. It's been a huge year of racing with some epic battles and some incredible moments all leading here to Nice. So let's take a look back at how we got here. We kicked off back in March when the two-times Ironman world champion podium finisher Denmark's Magnus Ditlev stated his clear intention winning Ironman South Africa. The next shots were fired were from the 2021 Ironman world champion, Norway's Kristian Blummenfelt. Blummenfelt recorded impressive wins at Ironman Texas and Ironman Frankfurt. American Matthew Marquardt had yet to win a race in his career, but suddenly won two back-to-back, winning Ironman Cairns and Ironman Lake Placid. Records were broken, points secured, slots for Nice taken, but it was never easy, and Ironman never is. Flat tyres in Oceanside, malfunctioning equipment issues in Frankfurt, penalties and cramps all added to the mix. So too, some new kids on the block. Jonas Schomburg, an impressive debut in third at Ironman South Africa. Kasper Stornes adding to the Norwegian hype train, now a trio with Gustav Iden and Blummenfelt. There were breakout performances too, Christian Hogenhaug in Frankfurt. Athletes were racing hard and fast, flat out from the gun, pushing themselves and everyone else to be the very best. The last time the men raced in Nice was in 2023, when Sam Laidlow stormed into the lead on the bike and held off the field on the run to take the Ironman world title. Patrick Lange, the current world champion from Kona last year, was one of those chasing Laidlow in 2023, ultimately finishing in second. Magnus Ditlev, third in Nice in 2023, but was second in Kona last year, so what can he do in Nice 2025? Not only the podium from Nice, but the top 5 from the World Championships in 2023 are back this year. But who else is back for 2025? Well, the Norwegians Kristian Blummenfelt and Gustav Iden dominated the Ironman 70.3 and Ironman World Championships in 2022. In 2025, they are joined by countryman Kasper Stornes. All three have raced in Nice on the 70.3 course before. Iden winning the 2019 Ironman 70.3 World Championships, where Blummenfelt was fourth, and Stornes won the 2021 Ironman 70.3 Nice. Jonas Schomburg and Martin van Riel have both moved up to the full distance this year and will be racing their first Ironman World Championships. Schomburg, an exciting athlete who pushes hard on the swim and the bike. Van Riel, good across the board, but it's the run where he could really light things up. Then there are athletes from Nice 2023 and Kona 2024 who will be looking for World Championship redemption. Christian Hogenhaug DNF'd in 23, but had a top 10 finish in Kona, and that fantastic performance to finish second in Frankfurt this year. Others to watch, the ever-consistent Leon Chevalier, who always seems to deliver at the World Championships. 7th, 5th, 4th, his last 3 years of results. And Sam Long coming back to the full Ironman World Championships, the first time since St. George 2022. So how will 2025 play out? In the swim, in 2023, Laidlow pushed the pace hard and was able to split the group. There were also more turn buoys in Nice versus Kona, so more chance for the group to break up. 8 of the 10 athletes that broke away in Frankfurt are also racing, and could a similar group get away, dropping Blummenfelt and Lange? But the swim talent this year is also deeper than 2023, which could mean it's harder to break away and we could have a bigger front pack. The bike course in Nice is possibly the most significant part of the course. In 2023, it was where Laidlow made his move, but everyone will be savvy to that this year. and also more knowledgeable, having seen the races in 2023 and the women last year. Schomburg and Laidlow spoke after Roth and could plan to try and charge through T1, getting out ahead of the rest, with the opportunity to get away early on the bike whilst the larger groups worry about settling into position. Can Blumenfeld and Martin van Riel attack on this hilly course, or will they lose more time? Then there's Rudy von Berg, 4th in 2023 and then 3rd in Kona. This is his favourite and in some ways his home course. The run is flat and lapped, so plenty of opportunity for athletes to see each other. The main question is how far behind, if at all, will Blumenfeld, Lange, van Riel be? Can the big bikers then sustain the fast run off? In 2023, Lange ran a 2:32, 10 minutes quicker than Laidlow, Ditlev and von Berg, who had all pushed on the bike. For a deeper look at the athletes going head-to-head, let's see what our very own Statsman, Sam Twine, has to say.
Now it's time to dive a little deeper into 3 of our top contenders and see how they match up head-to-head over swim, bike, run. We've got our last 2 world champions, Patrick Lange and Sam Laidlow, and the 2022 world champ from St. George, Christian Blumenfeld. Starting with the swim, Laidlow is clearly the standout. In his 4 world championship appearances, he's never been more than 4 seconds down out of the water, and if you go back to this race in 2023, he was the catalyst for a group to get away. Blumenfeld and Lange are fairly evenly matched, having exited the water together in Frankfurt, but they lost over 90 seconds in that race. They both swam just seconds behind Laidlow in Kona last year, and more often than not, make the front group at a world championship. We saw Lange get dropped round the turnboys in 2023, and no doubt Laidlow would love to repeat this and get more separation on both of them than he did in Kona. Onto the bike, and ever since Laidlow arrived at the World Championships, the bike has been where he's dominated. He's had the fastest bike split in his last 3 appearances, so if form stays true, you can expect him to outride the field again in Nice. The question then becomes, how much time do Lange and Blumenfeld lose? Looking at each of their last 2 World Championship matchups against Laidlow, Lange's lost an average of 4% and Blumenfeld 3%. Put that over a 4.5-hour bike split and you're looking at somewhere between 8 and 11 minutes, with Blumenfeld getting a gap on Patrick Lange. The deficit will vary depending on how deep they choose to go on the bike, but you can expect Lange and Blumenfeld to come charging back on the run. Patrick Lange is arguably the best runner we've ever seen at a World Championships, with 3 of the top 5 fastest times in Kona and the fastest time in Nice. However, Blumenfeld is the in-form athlete. He's had the fastest run at all 4 of his races this year, and no one has run within 4 minutes of him in his 2 Ironmans. Lange took 9 minutes out of Laidlow in 2023 on his way to that 2:32 split, but it's hard to imagine either Lange or Blumenfeld taking much more time than this out of the Frenchman if they're all having a good day. Laidlow's 2:41 in Leeds was seriously impressive, considering the course had 450 metres of elevation. But the way Blumenfeld and Lange have shown they can run, you'd expect them to make up at least 5 to 6 minutes at a minimum. That's how 3 of our favourites match up over swim, bike, run. It'll all come down to how they choose to burn their matches on the day as they fight it out with each other and all the other contenders on the start line.
Not only is a World Championship title up for grabs, but valuable points in the Ironman Pro Series, with 6,000 points for our winner. Let's take a look at how the Ironman Pro Series rankings stand as we head into Nice. Frenchman Léon Chevalier sits at the top of the 2025 Ironman Pro Series rankings. He has his maximum number of races counting, 3 Ironmans and 2 70.3s, but he does tend to race well at the World Championships. American Matthew Marquardt in second has scored maximum points by winning 2 Ironmans, Lake Placid and Cairns, and like Chevalier, he'll be hoping that his result at the World Championships can replace his lowest score from Ironman Texas. Norway's Christian Blumenfeld currently sits in third, just 959 points off the lead. Blumenfeld, however, only has 2 Ironmans counting so far, both of those a maximum of 5,000 points. And so a good result in Nice would put him firmly at the top of the rankings, possibly on 19,000 points. As the rest of the top 10 in the rankings, Christian Hogenhaug and Matt Hansen have 3 Ironmans already, so may gain a few more points with good results in Nice. However, the rest of the top 10, in fact the top 15, only have 2 scores over the full distance. And so good results in Nice will change things up quite significantly. All of the top 10 in the Ironman Pro Series will be racing in Nice. As the 2025 Ironman Nice gets closer, we've been hearing of some unconventional training methods in the lead-up.
Hey, try GPT. If I come out of the water with the front pack, how do I attack T1 more aggressively than I have the last couple of races?
Well, Matthew, cruising through T1 has helped you win a few races. Have you tried speed walking?
Okay, I'll try that.
Try GPT. What do I do to intimidate the field in Nice?
Well, Rudy, everyone knows you don't mess with a bison. They charge when you least expect it.
Bison is like
Obviously, a lot of people, there's some pre-race favorites here. The Norwegians get a lot of hype. How do you take out the Norwegian hype train?
That's a good question. I think I'm gonna ask TryGPT. TryGPT, how do I take down the Norwegian hype train?
3 keys: bring a flat kit, avoid penalties, and do some panic heat training.
Oh, that sounds good. Thank you.
And now we know.
Hey, TryGPT. How do you get an advantage in racing the Ironman World Championships in Nice?
Well, Patrick, you've got some of the fastest legs in triathlon. Have you tried running on water?
I expected the AI to be more advanced than that.
Join us for all the racing on what will be an exciting day for our professional men. You can catch all the action on Ironman Now, Outside TV, DAZN and L'Equipe. Au revoir, and I'll see you next time.